Today's iconic Eateries of South Florida edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox is brought to you by TransWorld Business Advisors.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Bifo, and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome fave with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon and buenos tardes, everybody. Welcome to a very special iconic Eateries of South Florida edition of the Lunchbox. We are in celebratory mode today because, believe it or not, 50 years.
It's amazing.
I'm going to use my high school Spanish. 50 años.
Very
And,
good.
my daughter always cringes whenever I attempt to speak Spanish. But we are at Padrino's Cuban restaurants.
Padrino's Cuban
There's
restaurants.
5 of them around
Yes.
South Florida.
Mhm.
But we are at the first one that was established outside of the original in Hialeah, which no longer exists. But we are at the Hallandale Beach location, 2500 East Hallandale Beach Boulevard. We've got Andy Cagnetta of TransWorld Business Advisors, who sponsors the iconic Eatery segment.
Love it.
And we've got a pair of siblings, Laura and Eddie Padrino, third-generation proprietor owners of Padrino's. Welcome to the Lunchbox, and thank you so much for having us and preparing a little cafecito where we'll have a little toast because I'm still in dry February. But welcome,
Cheers,
and
cheers.
hope everybody's doing well today. I'll start with you, Laura.
Yeah.
How are you, and what does it mean to reach this grand old age?
Yeah. Well, I'm not 50.
Yeah.
I want to make that distinction. Okay, so the restaurant making 50 years is very exciting. Well, thanks, first of all, because I want to go back. Thank you so much for coming in today. Thank you. This is really exciting to be in the lunchbox, on the eating
On the
out of the lunchbox,
lunchbox.
on the lunchbox.
If you're in the lunchbox, you might
Yeah.
get eaten, but
Right.
no, it's
Yeah.
on
Okay.
the lunchbox.
Yeah, maybe
yes.
put some Padrino's food in your lunchbox for the kids. But no, this is very exciting. 50 years. Like we said, third generation. My brother and I, we have one more brother. So it's me, there's another one, and then him, third generation. My grandparents, we have photos all around that kind of not coming in the shop, but of my grandparents that started everything. Gave it over to my dad and now us. So we are thrilled that we made it this far and that we're getting to honor their legacy for all these years.
Beautiful thing. And before we get into the backstory, the
Yeah.
history, how it all developed,
Mhm.
Andy, I just want to ask you, I always like to ask you about your memories at a particular iconic eatery. When I say Padrino's, what do you think of?
We usually go Sunday night, so
I
it's
love it.
usually, and we have the whole family, so it's the kids, and it's a crowd pleaser. I mean, there's always something for the menu. You know, Grandpa could still drink a lot of wine,
Uh-huh.
and we could have something for the
Sangria,
kids.
right?
Yeah,
Or
no,
is this
of course.
Mojitos? You've got the mojitos.
Yeah, the
So
mojito,
mojito
wrapping your
shirt.
mojito shirt. But I love to hear that, Andy. I that's kind of what we're doing this entire year
Yeah.
is finding families that have been having Padrinos as part of their tradition. That's what we're
Yeah,
celebrating. Is you said that exactly right? Sunday night you go with a family. It's kind of like Padrinos is part of your tradition. Sometimes you
Is
you
it always
guys
the
get
same
together?
location? And can I ask which one you've been
Well,
frequenting?
frequenting since you said 2019, so that's
Yeah.
about right. Since we used to go to the one in Dania Point. So
Dania Point, which is
yeah.
I
Before
guess-
that, Plantation.
Yeah.
Every once in a while.
Well, Eddie, let's talk. I guess list the locations and the chronological order of when they
Ooh.
came about. This is
The
a little
quiz.
quiz for
All
the
right.
owner.
I'm glad you asked me. So we are in Hallandale.
Right.
This is well, let me go back even further.
Right.
We were in Hallandale, just east of, just west of US 1
Okay.
in 81.
Okay. I did not know that.
yes.
That you moved locations.
Yes, and
Further
it's-
east.
That's
Yes.
always the test to know when certain guests are like, oh, I
Yeah.
know way back when you guys were in this. I'm like, we were never there. But then they say, oh, when we were in the little house in Hallandale.
and that
Right.
became another restaurant. But yeah,
Yeah.
I
So-
love that little house.
Yeah.
And
So
I-
you were all the way back to the little house?
no, because I came here in '89, and I think by
Okay,
then
we
you were
had already
already
moved
here.
over.
We were
Yes,
here.
And
yes, yes.
after the track, I'm still a big racetrack
Uh-huh.
degenerate, but after the races at Gulfstream back in the day, if you had a big winning day, you'd go to Monero's.
Okay.
But if you had a modest day or had to lick your wounds because it was so reasonably priced, you'd go to Padrino's.
Appreciate
I've
that.
never
Okay.
heard that.
You know what? Part of your tradition. It was a lick your wounds
So
kind of
they
tradition.
went to Padrino's a lot more than they ever went to
Padrino's will make you
Monero's.
feel better.
Hey, yes. You know what? Yes. Like
The,
a chicken soup for the soul.
Yeah.
For the
So
lung.
again,
So,
the
that was in,
Houndale one was in the
81.
80s.
Yes,
Yes.
that was in 81. The location we're in now was in 85. And then right around that time is when my dad took over from my grandparents. And he took over, wanted to expand. And he went to Plantation.
Yep.
That was in, I guess he signed the lease in 90, but we didn't open up until 91 or 92. And then was West Boca, 441 in Glades. We're still there in the Mission Bay Plaza. That was in 1996.
Okay.
And then,
Geez, 30 years there. I mean, that's
Yeah.
incredible when you think
Yeah.
of the growth.
Yep.
West Boca. Yeah. Okay.
so then,
Then a little hiatus.
Yeah,
A little,
and then-
things-
well, I would like to say we were my dad. Then he expanded, and then we focused on the family a
Yeah,
little
he
bit.
would focus on the family, and then because there's going to be a
So-
little bit of a lull here
Yeah.
until the next one.
And
Right.
then 2017,
Fort
at
Lauderdale,
that point, yes, we had all become
That's
full
Gen
time.
3.
Wow.
Yes, my brother was the first one to come full time, then my sister, and then myself. And then, it's 2017 in Fort Lauderdale. We're on the just north of the curve on US 1
And
Sunrise. And then 2019 was Dania Point.
Right.
Okay.
Just in time for COVID. But
Yeah.
You-
Well, it gets even better. So we
Well,
had a whole,
we
we had a
took
whole
some-
year. Yeah.
Takeout from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we had a whole year before COVID for Dania.
Right.
Boca, we remodeled it, completely gutted it, and remodeled it to open up January of 2020.
Wow.
So we were flying high. We opened up. I had
No
desi-
marketing, no sign.
Yeah. The sign didn't
Doors
work,
open
yeah.
and
It
people
was
just flooding in up
packed.
until first week of March.
Yeah.
Oh,
we literally.
geez.
Yeah. It was. We.
March 17th, 2020.
It
not
was.
that
It hit
now.
us right before when people started getting
Yeah.
spooked. It was
Yeah.
like the week
Right.
before.
Right.
And I always say it was the 16th because that's our anniversary. So like my
Oh, really?
husband and I.
Mm, okay.
So it was like 316. The world ended. I was like, okay. So
Yeah.
I'll never forget that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I never forget the look because at that point I was still at the Sun Sentinel in my final weeks, and I had arranged to leave even before I knew COVID was going to shut down all the restaurants.
How
It was a
convenient.
perfect time to leave as
Yeah.
a food critic. But I'll never forget the look of just it's panic on a
Yeah.
lot of
We
restaurants.
snuck in the pasta dinner a week before that.
Yeah.
And everybody was coming saying, should we be shaking hands?
Yeah,
Right.
he had an annual charity event that drew hundreds of people
Wow.
to Signature
Almost
Grand.
1,000, just about 1,000.
Wow.
But,
And what was that? The first week of March?
It was the last week. It was
February.
like February
Yeah.
28th
Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah.
or 29th.
Luckily, that's all in the rearview mirror. I
Yes.
can't believe
Yes.
it's been 6 years
Yeah, it's
already.
great.
Yes.
And
Thank God.
now, not only have you guys survived, but
Yeah.
you guys are thriving.
Thriving, yes. Because so then after that one, 2020,
2020
remodeled that one. Then in 23,
Well, yeah, COVID was a couple of years of that.
Yeah.
And then 23, we moved our plantation location
Right.
to where we currently are now. Just
Yeah.
just
it-
south of where we currently
It
where we
used
were
to
before in the
be
fountain.
in the
used to be-
fountains, and
yeah.
now it's in the plaza that has the LA Fitness,
Right.
that has Burton's,
Burton's,
and
yes.
that had a little incident, but now everything
Exactly.
is
But
rebuilt.
now
Now
it's
it's
built
all
back
built
better than
right.
ever.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
we
Little
don't
incident,
we
yeah.
don't
it's better than ever.
we don't talk about
It's beautiful. Like
you know
a,
it's
like a
it's a strong, okay? You
And
got
there's
it.
no
Wow.
more gas lines going into
No, no,
pizza
no.
places
I
that are
watched
not
everything
there.
be built. It
Oh
is-
no!
it
Can
is
you
good.
imagine? That just shows you that they were very, very strict with everything with
Yeah.
us.
They
because-
don't play around.
No,
It
no.
Yeah, I
is-
could imagine.
And the
Yeah.
new location, look, the plantation one, I haven't been into the new, but you've really made an effort to kind of modernize and refurbish
Make
and
it contemporary.
looking around in here. When
Yeah.
I walked in here last week, I hadn't been in this one because
Yeah.
I usually go to Dania,
Mhm,
also like Andy.
mhm.
And I was just really happily stunned because
Yeah.
it looks gorgeous. It's modern.
you.
You got nice, lighting fixtures, and
Thank
the
you.
behind us. I don't know if people can see, but there's all the display of cigar boxes from
Mhm.
all the Cuban cigars and other
Mhm.
cigars. And
Yeah.
Eddie, you were telling me, how did you come up with that idea?
The Tabacon, the cigar bar in Plantation Walk. In passing, one time he had told me, "We got all these cigar boxes. If you ever need cigar boxes." A couple months later, I was like, "All right." Well, we were talking about how can we make a unique focal point of a design thing in this restaurant, and so I called him up, and he saved all of them. It took us several months to collect this many, and then we actually put this together. ourselves. We had some help.
Ourselves.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
built it in. My
So don't look too
backyard.
close.
No.
What do you
That's
examine?
great. That's great.
No, no.
But,
it
looks
looks-
awesome.
And then the rest of the you got
Yeah.
full bar, full liquor.
Full bar. Yep.
You've
Yeah.
got beautiful murals on the wall
Thank
and
you.
some blown up huge photographs
Thank you.
of family members
Yeah.
and people at home can't see. But behind you, Eddie, that's your grandparents, right?
That's my grandparents. Yep.
And
Yeah.
what were their names, Laura?
So she's Rosa, Candida Rosa, Padrino, and then he is Diosdado Padrino. Diosdado means God given, and Padrino means Godfather. So he's the God given Godfather.
wow.
People think because when they hear the name of the restaurant is Padrinos, they think because of Godfather,
Father,
but
right.
that's legitimately our last name.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a pretty cool one. Like the movie The Godfather, everywhere else is called Il Padrino.
Il Padrino,
Yeah.
right. So here, but they make offers you can't refuse in terms of the great lunch
Yes.
specials.
Oh, I
and-
like that little twist you put
There you
there.
go.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why I get
nice.
paid the big bucks.
That's
Andy.
you right there.
That's the writer in them.
That's
Comes
Uh,
right out.
Laura, tell me, we were talking before we went on air, but just
Mhm.
about the family history. When your grandparents came over from Cuba, and you were saying they had actually grocery stores, not
Right.
restaurants, in
Right.
Cuba, and just talk about how they pivoted and when
Mhm.
they got here.
Yep. So my grandfather had grocery stores, like you said,
Mhm.
and then when he got down to Miami, there was just already a saturation of grocery stores. But he was, in the end, a businessman. Found a restaurant that was selling. He bought that, and then my grandmother just learned how to cook. And did it really well. So
Hmm.
all the recipes that we currently have are still hers. Those are her recipes. She wasn't in the restaurant business before until he said, "Hey, we're buying a restaurant." So
And again, that was in Hialeah. It
Right.
was like a sandwich shop
76. Yep.
cafe, 76, 50 years
Yeah,
ago.
50
We
years
got
ago.
Lubie off the headset today because we got a full table. But yeah, no, I love hearing these backstories. Like
Yeah.
you said, the supermarket
You pivot,
market was
right?
saturated, so you go into
Yeah.
food and Hialeah. But then he branched north to
He
Broward.
did.
Can
That was
you-
a funny little story too.
Yeah.
So he was down in Hialeah, a good amount of Cubans down there. He's told by somebody, a guest, well-meaning guest, but what we learned later, fake news guest, that said, "Hey, come up to Hallandale Beach. There's a lot of Cubans there." Well, before the day of Google, they
So-
go up. He goes actually to what we were talking about, that old
little
house,
The little house by the
and
railroad tracks.
has
yeah.
my dad translate for him and says, "Hey, I heard you were selling." Also fake news. That was
Completely
just
made
him,
up.
like
Right.
he was just like negotiating. He's like, "Yeah, I kind of am." So he buys it. After that, finding out in the yellow pages that, oh, there were no Cubans. It was
It was all
Weinstein, Finkelstein.
Yeah, back then it was
uh,
all the New York
yeah,
the Jewish
yep,
folks like me and Lubie.
Leibowitz. Yep.
Lubie and I.
Yep,
I'm
and
a Brooklyn
guess-
boy, and but you know what?
And we sell pork. We
I'm-
sell roast pork.
I'm
So
gonna tell you-
imagine.
It's my favorite dish.
I'm going
by
to
the
tell
way.
you a little secret. For the non
Yeah,
really
we're-
religious
we're
Jews,
Jews, you
we
love it.
pork.
Oh,
Give
hey,
us ribs, give us
Hey,
the
3
lechon.
generations later, we're well aware
aware.
that you guys love
life is
pork.
because of
Yeah.
that.
Because let me tell you, we live okay because of your
And not to offend anybody.
non-practicing.
For
Not
those
me.
who keep kosher, that's fine. There's plenty of chicken and
Yes.
steak.
Oh, there's
But-
all things.
But
yes.
for people of my
Yeah.
ilk, like
Right.
my parents, Sunday night was Chinese food, but now it could be Chinese food or Padrinos for
Yeah.
the
Or
pork. also.
fried rice
Yeah,
or roast pork. Okay.
It's all good.
Yes.
But you,
so we made
after
it
the
work.
little
obviously.
shock,
Yes. Yes.
but then you found out, even the gringos up here in Broward appreciate good food and
Sure.
different types of,
no, absolutely.
learning about different
and
culture.
imagine then there wasn't a lot of options. Now you have
Right.
Hispanic food on every corner.
Yes.
Another funny thing is, in the photos you can't quite catch, but there's a gallery wall back there. Right in the middle is this photo, and it says Padrino Restaurant, and it actually said Spanish food serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So Spanish food was because at the time in the 80s, the Cubans
Right.
that were coming over here weren't the best kind of
Yeah.
Cubans, because
Mhm.
remember, they were the Mariel
Yeah,
was
It's the
sending.
Scarface
Yeah.
days.
Yeah, remember
Yeah.
that, those kind, right? So you put Spanish food, and it's like a little bit more palatable.
Elegant to
You know.
European and right.
Right,
Okay.
right.
So,
Oh, Spanish food. Okay,
Right.
I'm not having the,
but
Right,
things have evolved, and now you embrace your culture.
Sure,
and-
absolutely.
yeah.
Imagine that was a very long time ago. Now
Right.
we switched. It was Padrino's Cuban Cuisine. Now we're Padrino's Cuban Restaurant. But yeah, we lean into the Cuban. Actually, we lean in big time because people do hear Padrino and think Italian. So we randomly will tell people like, "Oh yes, we own restaurants, Padrino's. Oh yeah, I've had your lasagna." I'm like, "Okay, no, fake
Yeah.
news."
And one of the nice parts here is you have a gallery, a wall of
Yeah.
photos
Yeah.
from the past.
Yeah.
Eddie, you want to explain some of them? You tell me one of them was actually one of the grocery stores in Cuba, right?
So all the, well, I guess not all the black and white ones because there's some of in here, but all the old pictures they're from Cuba. They're you see that one there is my grandfather there, and I don't know how he had so many pictures back then, but all the pictures they're cool pictures. I feel like all old black and white pictures, everybody's just kind of stoic and no one ever smiles. All these pictures are very celebratory, just a good time. So we put them up around the restaurant to show what we were trying to embrace here. But yeah, there's pictures of the original grocery store that my grandfather and his brothers were part of. There's a lot of other family pictures. There's a picture of, like she said, of when the Hallandale restaurant, the little house first opened. There's one of my grandfather, and actually my sister has a baby in front of these doors here.
There's like all three generations in one photo
Wow,
here.
nice.
It was like my grandmother holding me and my dad. I love that picture just because it represents, because I'm in it. But that it has like all three generations there. The funny thing about that picture that just it's culturally just so interesting. That one that says the Spanish food. I had not seen that picture up until a few years ago. The thing is, there's not multiples of digital photos roaming around the internet.
Right.
That photo, we had family come from Cuba and bring it in like a manila
in an
envelope.
actual-
In an envelope. And turns out my grandmother had sent that back to Cuba to just let them know, hey, like, on the back it says, a restaurant, to let them know what's going on. And so that photo is like, it's one of my favorites. Actually, right now for our 50 year, we have it like printed on the back of some shirts, like the special edition. But I didn't see it until a few years ago when they brought it over. I'm like, this exists. This is incredible. So that was very cool.
Pictures here, but it's from Cuba.
Right.
It's literally from. Well, we took it here, sent it to
Sent
them,
it back,
and
wow.
then
Made
it
its
came
way
back
back. That's
with the
That's
last
how they
family
got
that
it
just
back.
came
Yeah,
over.
boomerang.
Yeah.
Andy, I wanted to ask you. So, what's your usual order when you come to Padrino's?
I do like the pork, the carne asada.
The lechon asado?
Yeah.
Lechon asado.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
Lechon is the pig.
Yes.
Right.
And then
Okay.
I love the
Look at
ropa
this guy.
vieja
Yeah.
because that's the shredded beef, and when that tomato sauce,
Yeah.
it's some people have a picadillo. That's kind of like
And
the
it comes
ground
with
beef.
the boiled yuca. I like that too.
Yes.
I like putting a little hot sauce on
I'm
the
a
boiled
plantain
yuca.
guy. Give me the fried plantain.
No,
Yeah.
I love the tostones.
Tostones.
That's better than French fries. I'm
Oh,
going.
totally.
Yeah.
And I think the plantains are better than French
I
fries.
think so.
Yeah.
So,
I love hearing you talk about enjoying our food. It's
Yeah,
very-
no, I'm-
no, it's amazing.
I'm totally down with Cuban food. I totally love it. The rice and beans don't necessarily love my waistline, but
Hey,
The
look,
they're
second dish
delicious.
is
have you seen the third generation? We've been eating this our whole
Yeah.
life. You can.
How can you be so skinny?
Yeah, you know what? Everything in moderation. And
Yeah.
my grandfather lived till 98.
98.
And
Oh
his,
wow, good genes.
his trick, literally, he said every single time that somebody
Look at
said,
this.
"How do you?" He goes, "I eat Padrinos every day." That's how he lives
There
so
you go.
That
long.
was it.
It's
And
like my grandfather was a dentist. He made it to 94, ate pastrami and
Yeah.
smoked cigars
Yep.
and drank scotch
Oh.
every single day.
Yep.
Yeah, heart attack eventually got him
Yeah.
at 94.
At
94.
At
That's a
94.
good run.
You know
Because
what?
they
He
didn't
enjoyed-
worry about cholesterol and all those
Sure,
things back then.
sure.
There was no stress, so it was
No,
good.
no, you're right.
But no, I'm so glad that you guys have made it to this milestone. What are you guys doing in terms of any kind of celebrations or special events going on?
Right. So there's no actual event or celebration in that we have 5 locations. I wouldn't know where to do it, who to invite. It'd be kind of a logistical nightmare. But what we are doing is just honoring the last 50 years. What
Nice.
we want to share with everybody is what is 50 years of Padrino mean to the community. So we're doing a good amount of interviews with our guests. We're doing a lot of give backs. We have merch. We just want to really shower all of our guests and our team members with that honoring, what that looks like, just giving back to them.
And you were talking, the way that you've nurtured the brand and grow slowly,
Mhm.
and also you care about the ambiance, all the
Mhm.
refurbishments.
Yeah.
Just talk about that because,
Yeah.
like you said, you don't like that little hole in the wall thing. You want
It's
to
not
feel
my thing. It's
okay.
no bashing other
I like
people.
visiting.
Yes. No. It's not my, I do prefer the ambiance. So what I realize, and I repeat this often. So if you heard me say it in a different interview, disregard. So I believe 30 plus years ago, it was all about the food. It was the hole in the wall. You wanted good food, and that's all that matters. That was like that little house that what we talk about,
Right.
where there was a line, but that was all that was going on. You lined up for good food. 30 years ago, something shifted right about my dad when he got started, right? Or prior at one time. Yeah, around that time. So
90s.
it was about the service.
Right.
You want good service and you want good food. So there was definitely a focus on that. And my dad did an excellent job with that.
You want to feel
Company
welcome
culture,
and warm, and people remember you.
And my grandparents did do a good job at that. But it was something that was like established, developed, and it was part of their growth. But my dad definitely put a focus on that. But that missing element was really the ambiance and that full experience. That's what my brothers and I have come on to do, among other things, but just bringing that last element so that you're coming for the good food, the good service, and you also want what we call the vibe,
Yeah.
the ambiance, the full service. We didn't have bar before, so we had the
Right.
a full bar. All of those things really add to the experience,
gives
so
it
you have a little bit of everything.
more
Yep.
well-rounded experience, and
That.
it's a really nice place to come for lunch or dinner any
Yeah.
day of the week. All 5 locations open 7 days.
We close on Mondays.
Oh, right, I forgot that part.
We
Yes.
close on Mondays. That was something that we did years and years ago. We opened again, and then after COVID, when people were just working like crazy, we
People
closed.
need
And
their mental health
yeah,
day, so
and
that's good.
it's been great. It's been great. We get to do projects done on Mondays. It's really great for us. Yeah.
Okay, so all 5 locations open 6 days
Yes,
a week.
6 days a week.
And on
And-
Monday.
Yeah, and
Close on Mondays.
Andy, what will you? I mean, you haven't been in here since it got refurbished.
It's
What do
beautiful.
you think of?
It's beautiful. I mean, you've kept the decor pretty much consistent across some of the other
Yeah.
places, so it does look like Dania as well. I mean, they
I
have
like
the
to
same
say that
pictures.
they're like cousins. None of them are
Right.
twins.
Mm.
You could tell they're related.
Well,
Um,
Dania's a little longer than it is
Yeah.
wide.
Yeah,
but-
it's
yeah,
the
that was the footprint
configurations.
we were given,
Right,
right?
right. No, but it's nice because
Thanks.
you kind of have like a little bit of a private area in the
Yeah,
back if you
yeah.
have a big party.
yeah.
And
Yep.
so you guys do great with big parties
Yeah.
as well.
And this one, we did this remodel while open,
We didn't close.
so it had that. You
Other
can't do
than
a
Mondays.
full
Mhm.
full refurbish like we did when we moved in.
This was,
Plantation.
All right, 2 topics before we get to the grand presentation.
Okay.
I just want to ask. I'll start with you, Eddie. We see a lot of restaurateurs where the kids grow up and they want nothing to do with the restaurant business, but here you two are proudly carrying on the family tradition. Was it a hard decision for you? Were you thinking of other careers? How did and what do you see for your kids?
Well, that one. We get asked that a lot, and
Yeah.
it was never my dad. Actually, he kind of did the opposite. He wanted us to work in other places because if we did come back to the restaurant, we could bring in other knowledge. It wasn't just what was coming from within, and he never forced it on us. It just kind of naturally happened. My brother did go directly from college to the restaurants.
Mhm.
I worked somewhere else. She worked somewhere else. But everywhere, the first job I had, it just seemed very temporary. It's like
Right.
I'm just always going to go back.
You
Like
didn't
it
feel
did-
like you were home.
yeah, I never, and always in my back of my head, it was kind of like at some point I'm going to just go back to the restaurants. So it was, I think we all, similar to what my grandfather, he did the grocery stores and then did the restaurants. It wasn't that we just love the restaurants. We're such restaurant people, which we are, but it's more of, we have this opportunity. My grandparents did the hardest part. My dad did the second hardest part,
Mhm.
and we're nurturing that thing that they
You're
did.
you're in a relay race, and they handed you
Yeah.
the baton, and now it's like just don't drop the baton. And
And we
but-
want to still pick up speed. We want to, I don't want to say anchor it because then that would leave it to
Yeah.
not the next generation. But we want to continue to grow it.
Right.
We don't want it to be stagnant. We want to nurture that thing that they gave us and to continue to grow it, not just plateau, because it was so hard for what they did.
And speaking of that, Laura, I mean, what do you see for the future? More expansion, maybe further north, because Palm Beach County is booming, and there are a lot of Hispanic and Spanish-speaking
Mhm.
people all over Florida now,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
Yeah,
And not for anything, that's not necessarily just our clientele.
Yeah,
it's
no, I
Hispanic.
was about
Right.
to say.
Yeah, you
everybody
saw-
loves
you
the
saw we
food.
did well.
right.
We
Not
saw
to
we did well
pigeonhole.
here.
Yeah.
No, funny enough, we actually, my dad always said that we wanted to be Cuban food for a more Anglo, American clientele. So no, growth it's always on our mind, but growth, it's funny because that's what you ask is location. What I'm thinking is growth. How can we really get the most out of each location? So those are things that you don't even see. This is
Right,
one element, one vertical of what we do is dine in, but
Right.
there's a lot of other things going
Well,
on. I mean,
catering is
catering.
exploding, right? Yeah.
thank you so much. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. So there's different ways. So yes, of course we want to grow with locations, and we're definitely thinking north. South is saturated.
Right.
South has it,
Right.
has a lot
They've
going
got
on.
everything they need down there.
Yes, what
But
I
I'm
always
saying,
say,
I'm
it's
thinking
not,
like Jupiter,
Yeah.
Palm Beach
Yeah,
Gardens,
absolutely.
that whole Treasure
Yeah.
Coast is really
Absolutely.
booming.
Yep. So if we move, it'll probably be in that direction.
Yeah.
I always say South, it's not so much competition, it's just comparison. So people want to say what we're not. And I'm like, no, we're Padrinos. It is going to be different. Cuban, authentic, but it's not, the food is going to
Right.
stay on the
And
plate.
now I'll ask our business broker
Yeah.
expert, are you seeing a lot of explosive growth in that area?
Yeah, I mean, Palm Beach is on fire, and so and for a lot of restaurateurs to move up there, they do look for second generation
Mhm.
kind of locations.
Yeah.
Like it's already
Turnkey.
built out.
Mhm.
You could,
Sure.
you're still going to have to go in there and
Yeah.
rip it out and do a
Yeah.
refresh, but the grease trap is already there, the gas lines are already there, the kitchen, the hood is already there. So a lot of people do take those second generation, but there's a lot of new development up there too.
A lot, especially in that Jupiter, Port St. Lucie corridor, all the way up.
It's getting to the point where the restaurant business, when I first moved down here, I want to say was very mom and pop, right?
Mhm.
And the survivors knew how to run a restaurant. It's about food costs, it's about labor costs, and now to run a restaurant successfully, you have to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have
I'd say
to
so.
Everything
You,
has
you
to
got to be
tight.
pivoting constantly. I
Right.
mean, imagine how hard it was to get through COVID.
Yes.
Well, we
Right.
made it because of DeSantis. We live in a great state where we were actually able to open.
Right.
In other places, I don't think we would have been able to do that. So we were able to get back open and be creative during that time too. Because if you just had to be a dine-in restaurant, there was no dine-in.
Right. Do any of your locations have outside seating? No.
We
it's
do.
all- you
Yeah,
Okay.
we do. We
Okay.
do, and a good amount of them. So different ways to make things work. But like you said, if you're surviving right now, you have to be flexible. You have to be into the numbers. You have to
Right.
see where you can
You have
really.
to be professional.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and the groups
and pivoting.
once
and
the groups, and they're obviously a great
Yeah.
group.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
they know what they're doing, and
Appreciate
I
that.
guess they learn
Appreciate
from
that.
the best, their
Yeah.
parents and abuelas. So, one last topic, and then we will get to the iconic portion, the Cuban sandwich,
Mhm.
which is a topic that I've discussed with you because what I really
Oh, that's right.
appreciate
He's a snob.
about
He's a
Padrinos,
Yes.
I don't know when or where that the Cuban sandwich somewhere along the way here, and I'm not even talking about Tampa and putting the salami on it, which is a shanda for us down here, but I'm talking about they when I first moved here, every Cuban sandwich I saw was a proper flat using the sliced roast pork, the sliced ham, slice of cheese, pickles, yellow mustard, throw it on the
press.
the press. You can get it nice and crispy and flat. The original smash sandwich. Forget
Mhm.
smash burgers.
Smash burger.
And it came out lean and elegant, and you just got that crunch. And then somewhere along the way, I don't know who,
They started
they started
shredding pork on it.
using the lechon, the shredded pork, because I heard chefs say, well, it's juicier. And it's
Yeah.
like, I don't want juicy. It starts crumbling all over the place. You guys still use the flat.
Sliced.
I mean, when we talked about that little house, there was a line out the door. I mean, they were selling Cuban sandwiches. Like, if it's not broke,
Don't
don't
fix it.
We
Leave it.
we still make the sandwich how they did it in that the restaurant that my grandfather bought originally, that my dad was
Hialeah.
14, 15, all he did all day was make Cuban sandwiches. We actually, the same bread, the guy that makes the bread,
Our local baker.
the baker's been purchased a couple times, but it's still the same bread that they had then.
Wow.
And something slightly different, which I will say that we do, that you mentioned.
You mentioned mustard, but
We don't do mustard.
Oh,
We make our own spread. So we call it chorizo butter.
Okay.
So it's the chorizo blended with butter, and then it's a chorizo butter that we
okay.
spread onto the onto it. So we don't use the mustard, we don't use mayonnaise.
Do you
we put
have
our own spread.
mustard on request? Or?
Yes.
you can add it on.
You can
Okay.
always add it.
Because I brought one home when I was scouting out the
Yeah.
place last
And
week. Oh, it was great. I mean,
so
I
you
love
don't
it.
even
You
need
don't
the
need
But
the
mustard.
mustard.
I did add my.
Oh.
I opened it up and I said, okay, I see something. I said, thank God it's not mayo, because Publix and some other places have started putting mayonnaise on a Cuban sandwich, which to me is just
It's
no.
not right.
No. I
mucking it up.
could, but I appreciate that
We put the spread on because that's how they did it then, and like we said, 50 years later, it's
Yeah.
been working. So we're not going to change it
If you
now.
say-
Like all of our recipes, that we have not touched. My grandmother's recipes.
Any
have
butter,
been-
any mantequillo is okay in my
Mantequilla.
book.
Yeah.
You add chorizo to butter. I mean, those are two things. Put
Yeah.
your hands
Delicious.
together.
Fat and fat. Oh,
Yeah.
baby.
So then, yes, we do press it.
All
Yes.
right. So for a proper Cuban sandwich and all the other great Cuban cuisine, you want to check out Padrino's. How do people order for catering? Go online?
Catering or for dine-in. Yeah, we can do, or you can order online. Padrinos.com is our website. You can find anything there. We have our own app as well on the App Store. It's Padrino's Cuban. So you can order there for catering, for anything. We have, like I said, Padrinos.com has all the information there.
And do all the locations have full bar now?
Every
Or-
location, yeah.
So you can
Yeah.
get your mojitos, you do
mojito,
sangria.
sangria. Yeah, but that's basic. We have so many craft cocktails. They're so good.
And then we
Yeah.
have
Yes.
Tuesdays are
Mojito Tuesdays.
half
All right.
off
Next
mojitos.
Tuesday, it's March. Dry February is over.
There
I'll
you
put
go.
it on my
Okay,
calendar
see
right
ya.
now.
Wednesdays, wine
Wednesdays.
Wednesdays, half off bottles. Thursdays, sangria Thursdays,
Half off
and then
crafts.
half off crafts, and then we have happy hour all the other days. I mean,
Nice.
every day we have it,
Have
but
that.
those are the specific days.
Tuesday to
Happy
Friday.
hours are always 4 to 6 or 5
3
to. Oh, sorry. 3
Tuesday to Friday.
Tuesday to
Tuesday to
Friday,
Friday. Okay.
3 to
During the week.
6.
3 to
Three to
6.
six.
3
Got
to
it.
6, and
Not
then
on Monday because they're closed.
No
We're
worries.
closed on Mondays.
All right, Andy, do you want to do the honors?
Sure.
You have our special
We do.
presentation.
Thank you, sir.
And
Thank you, Lubie.
we always like to,
There you go.
honor our iconic eateries with a plaque, which
Right.
you are free to display anywhere you wish.
Wow.
And
thank
Andy, you do want to read the inscription?
The iconic eatery of South Florida, presented to Padrino's Cuban restaurant, established 1976. Started as a small family cafe in Hialeah, Padrino's has grown to 5 South Florida locations through the 3 generations in 50 years, with comforting classic cuisine and a proper pressed Cuban
I had to throw that in
Had to
there.
throw that in there.
You know that.
February 2026. Presented by Mike Mayo's Lunchbox and sponsored by TransWorld Business Advisors.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
much.
gentlemen. This is so special. Appreciate this. On
Yeah.
behalf of our family, all of our team, thank you. Thank you to our guests. Thank you to you.
Thank you so much for having us out. All right, Lubie, let's take our first break,
Let's do
and then we'll come back and maybe sample some of the fine cuisine here and have some of
Absolutely.
a little lunch on the lunchbox
On the
after these words.
Hey Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. TransWorld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at TransWorld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligan's, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to TransWorld to help sell. Contact TransWorld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Guess who's back and better than ever? Juan's. For the best in classic old school Chinese cuisine, a family-run South Florida favorite since 1966. It's at 664 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, open every day but Tuesday for lunch and dinner. Chef Alex is carrying on the family tradition that started 4 generations ago. It used to be known as Christina Juan's Mandarin House, and you're going to love it as Juan's. They've got all your favorites: wonton soup, spare ribs, egg rolls, dumplings, Peking duck, and more. Combo lunch specials daily and takeout and delivery. For more information, go to their Instagram page at wans.fl. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949, That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk and Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch and Taco Tuesdays, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, for great pizzas, pastas, and Italian comfort classics, you gotta check out Camille's Pizzeria and Ristorante. It just launched a great new happy hour on weekdays, 5 to 7 p.m., featuring all kinds of drink specials, $10 light bites, and a great 3 for $20 appetizer special. It's a true mom and pop shop run by a great couple, John and Maya. He grew up in Queens, and his pizzas and signature chicken parmesan are fantastic. Takeout and delivery available. Go to Camille's ftlauderdale.com for reservations and information.
All right, we're back on an iconic Eateries edition presented by TransWorld and Andy Cagnetta right here at Padrino's, the one in Hallandale Beach. It's been a Hallandale fixture since the 1980s and celebrating 50 years. We're with Eddie and Laura Padrino. A couple of event notices first before we get back into the conversation. We just had a commercial from our friends from Camille's Pizzeria, Italian restaurant up in Oakland Park. I'm going to be there on Thursday night hosting a happy hour. It's the second time we're doing this. So come one, come all. It's going to be a fun time Thursday from 5 to 7 p.m. this Thursday. And they've got some great happy hour drink specials along with their happy hour menu. And they do the combo where you can get 3 of their happy hour items for $20, which is a great deal. So come with a friend, get 3 for $20, have a couple of drinks. You're out the door. You have a great dinner. Or stick around and order some more from the regular menu. We love Camille's. And event number 2, next Monday, we're only 6 days out. The Red Meat Lovers Club, our friend Evan Darnell, is throwing a big birthday party for himself. It's his 50th anniversary, too. He's turning 50, along with Padrino's this year. Evan Darnell, the Red Meat Lovers Club, they do a great job raising lots of money for different charities and different events. Well, the one next Monday on March 2nd is going to be at the Boca Raton Innovation Campus. And there's a 15 different restaurants and open bar with all kinds of fantastic drinks. Some of our sponsors are going to be there, including Eddie Pozzoli from Prezzo. Cafe Seville is going to be represented, Even Keel Fish Shack, Eat Thai, Hellenic, the new Greek restaurant, actually reimagined Greek restaurant from our friend Nicole, Chef Nicole, in Coral Springs is going to be there. Go online now to get tickets at steakbirthday.com. That's steak as in a New York strip, steakbirthday.com. And if you use the promo code Mayo, you get an extra $20 off the ticket price. What a deal. All right, Laura and Eddie, let's going to go to your favorites. When you come in, do you like you were telling me your grandfather ate this every day? Do you eat it every day, or when you do, what is your go-to?
Mondays.
Not on Mondays. Yeah.
Actually, I end up skipping lunch on Mondays half the time. What is my go-to? Whew. I think I'll pick an item and then kind of just kill it,
Mhm.
and then I'll move on to the next one. And then by the time I get through,
Yes.
or if we're like kind of switching up some products, I'll test that. So it just depends on what we're working on. We got a new oven in Plantation, so I was making sure I was getting the pork there.
Right.
So it just kind of depends on those kind of things. I don't have a go-to. I love them all. It's like picking my favorite child.
Mhm.
I won't say which one. But no,
It's hard. Imagine you've eaten something your entire life,
Yes, right.
and it's the same. Like we said, same recipes. So I like maybe I'll have a go-to if we like have fun and do a new item.
Right.
That's one of our creations. Again, not modifying an old one. That sometimes, but man, I eat the chicken steak right now. Like I'll go through waves, and typically always like the kids menu one, like the smallest, because I can't have enough of all of it. But chicken steak, the palomilla,
Right.
yeah,
And
all of
anything
them.
that's on that plancha where you just kind of get it nice
Yeah.
and flat and crispy.
The majority
and
of
then
our
the
stuff
onions,
comes off that.
Yeah, and that's what I appreciate about Cuban food. It's like it comes out. I just love when you have the onions, the grilled
Yeah.
So
onions,
good.
fried onions on
So
top
good.
of it. It's
Yeah.
so good.
No,
Got a
we don't eat. I literally eat whatever's like what's going to be fastest for the kitchen. It's not going to bother them right now. Okay, yeah. So it's a totally different thinking than enjoyment. It's
Yeah.
just for nourishment.
Somebody ordered the wrong plate,
Yeah.
comes back.
Oh,
I
not
definitely
quite.
done that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then of course you got the black beans and black bean soup, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's on
Oh,
the
it's so
menu.
good.
So we're gonna have some food out here in a moment, and until then, I guess Andy, is there anything going on in your world that want to share? I guess the whole economy now it's real estate is booming in certain areas.
It is booming. The SBA loan program is still going strong. They did change the rules that green card holders cannot get financing, which is kind of sad for us because a lot of people who buy restaurants and moving to South Florida come from overseas,
Right.
Or come from Canada. They're not necessarily overseas. And so we do sell a lot of, last year we sold 360 businesses here in Florida. Number one is restaurants. Number two is construction. So those are the two industries that, continually grow here in Florida.
Yep, because more people coming, more mouths to feed.
As we were talking about, the restaurant groups are getting more active where they're buying some of the restaurants. We sold the Mulligan's chain years ago, and my buddy at Cafe Del Mar and Grand Forno keeps buying restaurants, second generation restaurants. He bought them Mulligan's up in
Right, and I forgot what he called it. It's like Pier
I'm
something.
trying to think,
Yeah,
but-
Lauderdale by the Sea.
but there's a lot of movement in the restaurant business. But as we were talking, it's getting more and more professional.
challenging. Well, it's
Yeah,
more
and it's
professional. and
perfect, 'cause
you
it's
kind of need
challenging.
scale now, and I guess we could talk about this. Is that when you have 5 locations, it enables you to do more things, I imagine, or get better deals, or just talk about that.
Yeah, everything's easier when you're busy.
Yeah.
It's when you're trying to like at the last hour of the day really cut some of this and that. Obviously, that's important, but everything on you can't see here, but we have a big partnership with Don Q, for example, for the mojitos. That has been a game changer. Like really just kind of narrowing down like we're going to use you guys, let's work together kind of thing. Same thing with the food vendors, everything from the meat to the French fries. You don't realize how much French fries you go through or stuff like that. Like it's to really, everything's when you have the 5 locations and you can put that buying power together, it makes a big difference. And then when you start getting busier, it helps a lot.
And we've seen the technology come into play. So, restaurants, we sold Hot Dog Heaven, and God bless Barry, and he was running it like it was the 1970s.
Right. He was
there was
able to be
no
stuck in the
delivery,
past.
no DoorDash, no POS system.
Yeah.
Right. He was able to do things his way because it worked for a long
But,
time. But now the new owners,
he's tripled sales almost, because he's
of
done all those
efficiencies.
things.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, a lot of restaurants are using AI or some of the apps to do some buying, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot more price transparency. Although prices have gone way up, there's a little bit of, price transparency out there with some of the food vendors.
Well, Laura, I guess you guys on the delivery apps, the third-party apps, and
We are.
and is that like a mixed bag
mixed
because
bag,
you're putting
it takes so
your
much of a
own name
percentage.
out there, and then it's in somebody else's hands for the delivery. And
that is definitely a challenge. Yeah, of course. And people don't seem to recognize that. No, after it leaves us, like if it takes a long time, it's
Right.
I can't control the driver. So that is unfortunate because we do get the brunt of whatever review that is. They're
Right.
not
Yeah.
reviewing Uber.
right.
So, but no, it's a good partnership because there's a lot of volume there. They do take a big chunk. That's unfortunate.
Right.
So we always encourage people to order direct,
And it's
order through us.
It's what I always say on the Let's Eat South Florida group, where we are simulcasting the show now and every day. 232,000 people strong,
Nice.
232,000 members.
Wow.
But again, the best way to enjoy any restaurant experience is to come here in person
Sure.
and get the food fresh and hot right out of the kitchen.
Sure.
And the second best thing is come in and order takeout and pick it up yourself.
Pick it up yourself.
Well, I always say
still,
that.
But even if you do want the delivery option, which I get it
Right,
because
right,
I
right.
do that and it's convenient, you have to understand it is not going to be the same. There has to be an
Right.
understanding that
Right.
I'm going to get the convenience of not getting up, but I also have to get the, let's say, temperature, whatever, that you're not
Right.
going to have the
Look,
exact same product.
Andy and Lubie know I just tear my hair out because
Yeah.
I was a professional restaurant critic for the Sun Sentinel,
Yeah.
but you have to assess things in a fair manner.
Right.
And these people who go on full blast on social media because
Yeah.
their Cuban sandwich was cold, and hello, well then maybe don't don't order it from
Especially,
Uber Eats
you know
or
what you
put
just
it back
said.
in the oven or a toaster oven before you
No,
eat
but you
it.
just said it, a sandwich. Can
Yeah.
you imagine a pressed sandwich over
Yeah.
time? It just doesn't travel
No,
well.
and,
No.
It's
and
to the point
French
where I want-
fries. French
Yeah.
fries are just as soon as they,
No.
they get whatever. I'm going off.
No,
Please, people,
I could go off with you.
be-
Trust me.
No, I
Be
know.
considerate. We can talk about reviews after, actually. 'Cause
Yeah,
this is like
yeah.
a whole topic that
And
I totally have
look,
to touch on.
obviously, if something goes wrong in the restaurant, say something, and then people will fix it at the time. Don't just
Wow.
nod your head and say everything's fine, and then go home and give it a 1-star review.
Wow, Mike, it's a novel idea. I mean, honestly, can every guest be exactly like you? We love our guests, but I definitely have so much.
Yeah,
to
I
say.
try to be fair. I'm
Yeah.
tough but fair when I was a critic, and it's one of those things. All right, here we go. What do we have in front of us?
His family dinner every night starts with
with
this.
a Cuban combination.
Yeah, well, no, with
Oh,
the
mariquitas.
yeah.
Then get the.
I know.
No.
I don't
Okay.
know. You know.
So this is like a
So,
fried.
We ordered
It's
two
in a-
orders of them,
The plantain chips, right? So
Yes.
that's gonna come with that garlic mojo.
and it comes.
We
with
also
the,
have the black bean
yeah,
salsa.
we
Oh,
have
so you
the-
do that
yeah,
one.
Yeah, we get the
Appreciate
black
that.
bean
That
salsa.
is not my grandmother. That was me.
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh,
yep.
nice.
Yeah, we
love
had that on the catering menu. We added it to this. It's a good vegetarian option.
Yeah,
if
it's
you're
great.
into that. We have our empanadas. Where's the other? Okay, right here. So that's a picadillo empanada, which is a
That
ground
garlic
beef.
sauce is fantastic.
And then we have it with this mango chutney, which I do want to address for the listening audience
Mango
and your
chutney?
200,000
Mhm.
people that are watching.
230.
We have typically it's a guava chutney. This is
Okay.
not on us. We are doing mango right now because guava just wasn't accessible. So we hear you. We do like
There
and
was
wanna
a
bring back-
weird shortage.
we do want to
And-
bring back the guava chutney, but we're doing mango in the meantime because that is what is available. Then we have it's called the Fiesta Tostones, which is the toston, which
That's
is
for Andy.
oh,
He's the
look at this guy,
tostoni
the
guy.
toston guy.
I'm all about the croqueta.
Chicken,
Oh, sorry.
cheese, chorizo cheese, and then there's a pico de gallo on top. And like you mentioned, the ham croqueta, super traditional. That's with a cilantro aioli
And
right there.
excuse my incivility here, but I'm
Yeah,
just going to
please
reach with
go
my
ahead.
Yeah,
fingers
try that dip right
and
there.
dunk it in the dip.
Yep.
And with apologies to our friend Burger Beast Steph Gonzalez, eat your heart out, Steph. We got a croqueta right here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, after talking about food for so long, I
Wow.
figure you guys
Oh,
are
I love that.
starving.
I love everything about
Okay.
the ham croqueta.
Good.
That's
Try
the
this.
chicken one. that you
That's the
provided.
chicken one. That's chorizo.
Oh wait.
Whichever
Sorry.
one you want. No, whichever one you
Cut
want.
them in
You
half.
touch it, you own it.
I know.
You
I
get a
just-
vote.
I
Take
just
it,
did.
You
though.
know, we got more where that came from.
Yeah.
And the
Right.
empanadas are stuffed with, it's a beef or
Picadillo,
That one is
yes.
picadillo,
the
ground
Picadillo
beef.
that we make, and then we fold. Yeah, we make.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and these are baked or
Mhm.
fried, the empanadas?
Those are fried.
Fried.
Okay.
We grind the beef here. It's gonna be like super fresh.
Now, as a food critic, I should know these things, but the difference in empanadas styles between there's
Baked,
Cuban empanadas,
fried,
there's
and all that.
Argentine,
Yeah.
there's the Colombian.
Yeah.
Cubans are
typically
fried.
fried.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So they do. Some people do bake them. Argentinians, I want to say they bake them. Yep. And then some fry. We fry them. And they're
You
actually
fry
the
'em, I
number
try
one
'em. That's
seller.
what
There
I
we go.
say.
Oh my! Yeah. What are this guy with the zingers over here?
There we go.
So-
the picadillo looks beautiful.
Try
in
it
there.
though. Okay,
Just
try
try
it
it?
without if you want, and then you can
Naked?
put the
And then the chutney. on it?
chutney.
A little
So
sweet and salty.
that savory sweet combo is really where it's at. That's my favorite thing in all foods. Is
All
that
right, as
combination there.
Lunchbox viewers know, mango is not my favorite fruit, but
Oh, come
I
on
will
now.
always
You're in a
try
Cuban
anything.
restaurant.
I
Mango
know.
is that kind of the way to go.
Oh, that's good.
Of course it is.
That works perfect.
Of
Wow.
course it. Yeah, you'd like the guava if you're not
Sweet,
a mango
savory.
guy. Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
Well,
So
beautiful.
that one has a little bit of everything on there. Popular combination if you want to try that. I mean, you can do it with 2 people. You can do it with a party. But
Yeah, that's great. Well, I'm
it's a good
happy
idea.
right now. I know we got more food coming. We got another break to take. So why don't we do that? And oh, folks, I haven't forgotten. I have to announce contest winners because we were not with a live show yesterday. We had an encore. So our Gulfstream Sunday Brunch contest winners, we'll get to that and more after these words on the Lunchbox.
When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, upscale food in a down-home setting, the chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mike Mayo. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets, they've got eggs Benedict, they've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. The finest quality, warm hospitality, and world-class creativity. Those are the ingredients that make Daniel's, a Florida steakhouse, a special place. Come experience the restaurant that's Michelin Guide recommended and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved, with an impressive collection of steaks, seafood, and more, like their foie gras creme brulee. Daniel's is located at 620 South Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, just south of the New River Tunnel, open Tuesday through Sunday for dinner. For reservations and information, go to danielssteak.com. Fresh local fish, a sophisticated setting. I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hour 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and reservations. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Do you love Italian food? I mean, who doesn't love Italian food? Well, have I got a great new place for you, Elvis Italian Grill. It's at 4261 Griffin Road in Dania Beach, right near State Road 7 and the Hard Rock Casino. It's named for its owner, Elvis, and it has all your favorites: pizzas, pastas, veal chops, fresh fish, lunch specials, happy hour, and whole bar, great wines, al fresco dining on the deck with a water view. Open for lunch and dinner every day but Monday. For reservations and information, go to elvisitaliangrill.com. A tradition for South Florida sports fans for more than 30 years, Shenanigans. It's at 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach, the place to go for all your favorite teams and events and food that's not your ordinary sports bar fare. Award-winning wings, burgers, fresh fish, and more, TV screens galore, and all-day happy hour specials. The kitchen and bar are open into the wee hours, perfect for late-night bites and very close to the airport. For playoff action, football season, and a good time anytime, Shenanigans. Looking for inspired comfort food in a cozy setting? Blue Collar in Miami is the place to go. Located at 6789 Biscayne Boulevard, it moved to Bigger Digs a year ago, now has full liquor, and still features all your old favorites from chef owner Danny Surfer. Fantastic burgers, the braise of the day, and the city's best key lime pie. And drink specials every day. Open daily with weekend brunch. For reservations and information, go to bluecollarmiami.com.
All right, we're back at Padrino's iconic Eateries of South Florida edition, and this place certainly is iconic. 50 years. That qualifies, I think, for Social Security and a medal in South Florida, because it's really, restaurateurs tell me, every restaurant year is really like a dog year, 7 years. So it's 350 years. No, it's 50 years. We're with Laura and Eddie Padrino, third generation owners running the show here. And we saved the best for last. We got the onslaught. Lunch is served. We had our little appetizer platter. What else do we have in front of
around
us?
the table? So this
Bistec
is
de pollo?
the number one seller, everyone's favorite, the bistec de pollo, which is the chicken breast pounded down, like with the onions that you were talking about.
Yeah, I love it. A little lime,
and then
squeeze
the
the lime.
rice,
Yeah.
beans, and the plantains. You got over here. The other one we were talking a lot about is that roast pork, lechon
lechon.
asado,
Love that.
the boiled yuca,
Yeah.
moros. Moros is the rice and the beans when you
We
cook it
mixed
together.
it together, right?
Yep. The other, I think you were talking about.
I
No,
love
you were
that.
talking about ropa.
I love ropa
Ropa
vieja.
vieja.
And look at that. That is a
Shredded
proper
beef.
Cuban platter right there.
It just cleaner plate.
It's
Yeah,
so
no,
clean.
we just do it nice presentation.
Yeah.
So the rice, beans, and plantains goes with that. You can just pour that on
My
top.
older brother Burl would love this, because when he was a kid, I remember distinctly at the dinner table, no mixing. He hated when any food touched each other, and everything is very nicely compartmentalized on
Yep.
this plate. Beautiful.
Customize as you'd like.
Yes.
And then this is what you've
Here
been
it
talking
is.
about, your proper
Yes,
breast.
the resistance. Look
The
at this.
pièce
Look
de
at this French.
resistance.
Look at that. Sliced pork, ham.
So good.
flat.
I already housed it.
Andy tore into it. I told him to
Yeah,
just take the full half.
The
I don't
chorizo
do
butter.
I don't do the big bites anymore. But look at this. A properly pressed, crisp with the pickles and your special chorizo butter.
just for you.
And I will not ask for any
You're not
yellow
going to
mustard
desecrate
yet.
it with any. No. We'll
nothing.
grab it.
Here we
Get
go.
some of you.
We'll grab it if you
Chorizo
like
butter. Hopefully, my doctor's not watching.
it.
You need to start
It's all right.
one bite. Everybody knows the rules on a
Yes,
Cuban sandwich.
yeah, exactly.
Go through.
I do 3 or 4 bites. And it's usually gone
There's a
after
few
that.
people out.
That is a great Cuban sandwich.
It's so
I'm
good.
so
speechless. I'm also chewing. But
So good.
Good.
you guys do it right. So
Thank you. Yeah, these are some of the traditional items.
Wow.
Yeah, we haven't messed with them. We have a big array also of other items there. We have a chef's special menu. We change it out seasonally, that we have a little bit more fun with it.
and you have these very nice little thin shoestring fries.
Yeah, I love those.
You call those papas fritas or no? What is that?
Papas
Yeah.
fritas, yeah.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Or French fries.
Yeah, French fries. Yeah, we speak English as well. Yeah, so you can just tell them French fries, and then we'll understand what you're talking
Yes.
about.
I am such a gringo. All right. Before we wrap up, I do have to just announce this week's Sunday brunch contest winners at Gulfstream, and it was quite exciting because we also are giving away some runner-up prizes this week, which was tickets to this weekend is having up in West Palm Beach something known as the Alt Bev Expo. Alternative beverages, which is things
know
that
about
are
that.
spiked with things other than alcohol.
Other than alcohol, yep, we know about
They
that.
all kinds of loopholes now, and people are putting in
Right.
some things that can make you feel happy or
Really?
anti-inflammatory.
A lot of
I don't know. I guess it's
THC,
CBD, some of the
We have
legal
some friends involved in
THCs.
it.
Yeah, so that's going to be taking place Friday and Saturday at the Palm Beach Convention Center. And we have 2 winners that both of them got the restaurant last week, which was Azul, no longer with us, but that is where Chef Michelle Bernstein first came to prominence, cut her teeth at the Mandarin Oriental Hotel in downtown Miami. Actually, I think it's on Brickell Key.
It is.
And Azul was fantastic back in the early 2000s. She was there, basically opened the place up, and then left for her own restaurants. And she's now become obviously like the queen and dean of South Florida cuisine.
Yeah.
And she was honored this past Saturday at the South Beach Wine and Food Festival at their tribute dinner. They did pay tribute to Chef Mishi, and we love her. I got to get her on the show because I've done her show a couple of times, the Check Please South Florida, and she's opened up a new place in Coral Gables. So Azul was the restaurant. And then the runners-up didn't have the winning horse, but they did pick a horse that finished in the money. And the two runner-up winners, the winners of the Alt-Bev tickets, were Alexa Habe and Bill Deary. Congratulations to you. And then the grand prize winner, which is Sunday brunch buffet package for two at Fabulous 10 Palms at Gulfstream Park, right down the road from here. And I was there on Sunday with Val's family. We had a little impromptu brunch gathering. Had a great day, fantastic brunch. They had the Mardi Gras theme going last weekend, and they had like a crawfish boil, and they had little tiny muffalettas, and great job. And Joe Beja came out, made his first appearance at the track since his health issue, and it was great to see him. He looks great. And again, every week we give away brunch for two during our Friday. We have the contest during our Friday show at Gulfstream. And enough of my yap. And the winner this week, he had the winning horse, which was number 4, Vekoma View. And he also picked the Celtics to beat the Lakers. There were two people who had the winning horse. One of them had the Lakers. One of them, who is the winner, had the Celtics. Congratulations to longtime friend and viewer of the show, Eric Newberg. Eric Newberg, ring the bell, Lubie. Ring the bell. There we go. Congrats. You have won a brunch package for two. All right, that's the contest winner, Eric Newberg. I know his wife just won recently, too, so they're going to get a return engagement to go back.
There you go.
So, which is always good. All right, we've got all the – I want to stay on the positive side, but, as a restaurateur, the new age where everyone's a critic and not everybody should be a critic. How do you deal with some of these online reviews and the 1 stars? And you were saying that you've had guests for 30 years that never write anything positive, but the second something goes wrong, and how do you deal with that?
No, how do I deal with it? I don't think very well. I'm not coping well. I'm not coping well. That's why I'm bringing it up to you. Help me. Help me, Mike.
Well, as somebody who deals with this all the time on the group, because it fries.
You guys keep it positive on there.
I try to accentuate the positive. We never started the group to become another Yelp, and I don't like Yelp for a variety of reasons.
Oh, yeah,
but
don't get us started on that.
Yeah.
Don't get us started on that one.
Not the people on it, the company.
The company itself. I've heard all the horror stories.
Which maybe they'll come after us.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
I love Yelp. Okay,
I got your back. I'll say it. No, the nice thing about the Let's Eat group is if somebody comes on there flaming, we have a hive of people who say, well, I've been going there for the last 20 years and I love the place and it's a great experience. And are you being really fair here? Was it really 45 minutes between the courses, or maybe are you embellishing a little bit? Maybe we have to go to the videotape, which, restaurants have. And so I like the group because we do kind of,
there's a balance there.
There's a balance.
Yes.
But we also, right in the group description, it says, we want to hear about your restaurant recommendations and answer queries if somebody wants to find a new place and you can make a suggestion. I want to hear about positive things. I don't want to hear about people griping about they had to wait a half hour on a Saturday night or they impose a 3% credit card fee. So I try to accentuate the positive. The problem is the algorithms on all these social media now pumps out the negative because it gets more engagement.
Right.
So I'm trying to tell you that don't listen to all the naysayers. But
no, I don't. I got to tell you, this is something new. Is why it's not anecdotal. I actually I had marketing collect all of them because I was like, am I just feeling them louder? Because you hear the you always hear the negative louder. No, it is actually a thing. And this has only been the last few years that I'm hearing this more. So it is either I've been going for years, or in our case, because we've been around for so long, we've had people, I've been going for 20 years, I've been going for 30 years, I've been going for 40 years. That's how they start the review and say, but this one time, that's like the next line is, but this one time. And so you mentioned this earlier, come to us. We are so happy to make you happy. I mean, it's like pretty much satisfaction guaranteed. If you didn't like something, we are going to make sure you leave happy.
Right.
So give us that opportunity to do so. This is not a decline this is not a decline in service or quality. No. I assure you, again, 50 years, we have to be doing something correctly.
I think one of the problems of these things is everybody hides behind them, and they're afraid of, they think it's confrontation, or they're going to be called a Karen because they asked to talk to somebody.
I would say
and that's not
50
the
times
case.
more Karen to actually put a 1 star. They're
Mhm.
so damaging because the amount of 5 stars you have to do to counter that one. So when you come to us and we're a 4.4 or 4.5, I mean, that's some of these people that have dropped us down have been coming to us for 50 or 40
my
years.
God.
So I mean, those people obviously liked us for that amount of time. My thing also is, can you have, in those 40 years that you were talking about that you've been with us,
Yeah.
did you ever in that time
Right,
write
positively.
a positive one?
Right.
Like, one thing is you put the 5 star and then you go and you amend it. No.
Right.
I've never said a single word. And this one time,
And
whatever
then,
thing
then they
happens,
go on full
and they're
blast.
not even
And then they just don't even, they're not satisfied. Like, if something goes wrong, all right, I understand if something goes wrong and you try to get it rectified on site and they blow you off and they
Sure.
give you a
Yes.
bad attitude.
yeah, we were
then
disrespectful or whatever.
then it's fair game.
In which case, I will say,
Yeah.
if ever that happens, you write your review, whatever, maybe we deserve it, but you can go to padrinos.com, contact us.
Right.
This is like going to be
Yeah.
such a grenade I'm going to throw. That goes to me.
Right.
If you do
There you
padrinos.com,
go.
contact us, and I can do something about
Right.
it. I
And-
can talk to
and
management.
that's
I can
called
fix it.
taking ownership
And-
of the
Right.
So,
situation.
but the thing is, that means you actually want to see change. The
Right.
other one is, I just want to complain. So,
Right.
I mean, I understand most people are more problem than solution based. So I get that.
but it makes me sick because not only did they go on Yelp and give them 1 star, then they go on
Go on
Google,
Google, the
and then
same
they go
one,
on
they
Let's
copy and
Eat,
paste. I
and then they
know.
go on their local next door,
They
and then
copy and paste
it's
it
like
to
and then they
everywhere.
Oh,
climb on their
great.
roof with a megaphone and say, "Everybody, I had a bad
No, but
experience." at
that's
this."
not hiding behind though. That's too
That's
much
too
showing
exposed.
what's going
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah.
Exposed.
Yeah,
No,
that-
definitely behind the keyboard.
Behind the keyboard.
Now it drives
No.
me nuts because, hey, look, I had a tough job as a critic because sometimes I had to level
Yeah.
some pretty
Sure.
uh,
But that was
harsh
legitimately your
reviews.
job.
That was your
it was
job.
my job, and out of fairness, I would always go to a place a couple of times. So
Right.
that if they
Give
were
them a
having a
chance.
bad day or if somebody was out sick,
Sure.
and then I would always get in touch before writing my review
Yes.
and talk to either the owner, manager,
Right.
chef,
Right.
and find out if there were extenuating circumstances behind something that went wrong.
Yeah.
And that's called fairness. Like, you get the full
It's also
story.
the
before
idea
you
of the semblance of grace.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, can you
Grace.
give people
There you
the
go.
benefit of the doubt that something went wrong and that
Yep.
wasn't what we consider to be right? That is the whole thing. If we're saying this is our best foot forward, like, no, I'm standing by that mistake. I meant to do it bad. It was supposed to taste that way. No,
Right.
no, we would never do that. So just give us a shot to make it right before you go and you do that. And I get all hot about it because it's 50 years and we're so grateful. We have so many wonderful guests. So I'm not throwing the baby out with bathwater at all. We
Right.
have wonderful guests. We recognize that our
Right.
50 years is because of,
Well, in this
of
day and
loyalty,
age,
but just give us 40 after 40 years.
right. Yeah,
Don't
have
lead,
some.
don't lead the
It's
message
called
with that.
proportionality. If you've
Something.
been coming a place 100 times and
Yeah.
you've had 99
There you
good
go.
experiences,
That's an A+.
that's
Yeah,
an A+.
I would say so, right?
Yeah, and
Or it's also perspective. Like,
Yeah.
when you look just at that one, maybe not, but go just broaden it a little bit. Okay, out of all these times, one time, okay, yeah, that's a good
Just
average.
look at the food. It's
yeah,
amazing.
it is
Yeah.
great.
Come on,
And
look
I
at this
just took
guy.
a little
Amazing
bite
here.
of the lechon. It's
Oh,
perfectly juicy.
it's
Look at
so
this
I will
with
say,
his hands.
come
I
on.
love it.
I'm losing
Credit
all
to the
my
No, I
all
love
my
it.
decorum and
I love
civility.
it. I love it. Sure,
I love it. It's so good.
good.
Thank you guys for having us today.
Yes.
Our work here is done.
Yeah, appreciate you
Well,
guys
what are we
going to
coming
say?
out.
Credit to who?
No, credit to the the page because there was actually Ropa Vieja. If you see this amount of food, that's a significant amount of food.
Mhm.
People were saying it was in it to go, and it was in the 8-ounce deli containers that are
Right.
very standard. And the person posted like, "It's just like this isn't enough food," and everybody who knew they knew that size container. That's 8 ounces of beef. Like, I mean, what it like?
Or
that,
when you dump it out, just give it a chance.
like,
Dump it out and see
it
how
was
much
like
it is.
it was actually measured because it was the container completely
Yeah, you
full, so you
portion it
knew
out,
the
yeah.
amount of food in it because it was and the comments were pretty like the people that knew what they're talking about. You were
They
right.
explained it. The crowd swarmed in and tried to set the person straight. And
there was
look,
hundreds.
you
It was
can't-
really
it was-
rowdy.
that was one of the hotter-
reviews. Come out. Come out anyway.
Yeah.
That's what I've learned.
and you can't please all the people all
Right.
the time. We know that restaurateurs also, they will definitely listen to constructive criticism, but there comes a point where you just have to tune out some people and say, you know what? They're not happy unless they're miserable and complaining.
Yeah.
And they're just angling for a free something or
Sure,
other. And
sure.
then you just got to let that go, even though
Yeah.
the 1 star does damage you, but
Sure.
I think there's enough people out there who are getting
Who know the
sophisticated
truth.
enough.
Yeah.
And again, if you see anything over a 4.4, that
Yeah.
means they're doing a pretty good job. Yeah.
If you, what I want to tell people, if we've been open for 50 years, there has to be
You're
more
doing
good.
There's a reason.
Something has to
There's
be
a
doing
right.
reason.
many things right.
I
I can
appreciate
think
that.
of
Thank you.
20 things right on this table.
Right
I
here.
love
Thank you.
the
Oh my God.
croquetas, the empanadas, the mango chutney,
The
The
tostones
tostones.
for this
tostones,
guy.
that Cuban sandwich. Oh,
So good.
proper press, the lechon asado, the ropa
I
vieja,
gotta try
and the
that.
chicken
I
steak.
haven't tried that.
It's all good here at Padrino's.
Yes.
Thank
All right,
you.
guys. Thanks, Andy. We'll see you again next month.
Good
We
to
got
see you
us.
next month.
We're gonna let the cat out of the bag. Special pre-St. Patty's Day edition.
With the one and only
Pat
Pat
Utter,
Utter.
Shenanigans.
So, there you go.
Sports pub in business for it's going on 34
Oh, that's
years.
so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
30 years.
No, I'm just
That's-
kidding. That's
that's
awesome.
very funny.
Listen,
They're
they're
little
on their,
toddlers.
they're on their
nowhere
way.
near 50.
They're on their way to 50.
They didn't even invent air conditioning 50 years ago. Come on,
Hey.
Padrino's lived through that.
Look, the 34 is
Wow.
very, very
Keep up
impressive.
the great
Thank
tradition.
you, gentlemen.
Keep
Thank you
up
so
the
much
great
for
work.
today.
Thank you
Right.
for having us in. And we'll be back tomorrow, a later edition from Juan's Chinese restaurant in Fort Lauderdale. Talk about maintaining family tradition. Alex now, fourth generation
Oh,
owner.
fourth.
Yeah.
Since
Oh,
1966.
Yeah, how cute on us.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yikes, I gotta-
Alex, he fourth generation. They've been in Fort Lauderdale for over 20 years now,
Right.
but started off his great grandfather down in Miami,
Very
downtown
cool.
Miami, and then they were in Hollywood. But
Yep.
many different locations now. They're one and only downtown Fort Lauderdale. We'll
Does
be
a
there
great job.
tomorrow at
Nice.
2:30 p.m. and then on Thursday at Gilbert's 17th Street Grill with a special guest.
Oh.
And then Friday back at Gulfstream. All right, guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Everybody,
Thank you
have
again.
a great day
Great
and
lunch.
enjoy every proper Cuban sandwich.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.